I am looking at the first example in my PowerPoint, and in that first example, in case you're wondering, that's page 9 on the slideshow. An isotope has a half-life, that's the symbol for half-life, of 3.5 years. The question is, how much of a 60-gram sample remains after 7 years? Okay, so total time passed, 7 years. How much of a 60-gram sample? Okay, so the starting amount, you can put MO for mass at the beginning, but 0 stands for the initial. 60 grams, and we're looking for the final mass. All right, we know that at 60 grams, or we know that every 3.5 years, 60 grams is gone. Here's how I like to do it. Each arrow is a half-life, 3.5 years. So how much remains after 3.5 years? 30 grams. But they said 7 years. So another 3.5 years will get me to 7 years. How much is left after the second half-life? 15 grams. So that would be our answer for example 1. If you're confused about this, just press pause on this video and come ask me to explain it. All right, I'm moving on to the next slide. I'm on slide 11 now. Hydrogen-3 has a half-life of 12.3 years. How many years will it take? How many years? That's total time passed. For 88 grams to decay to 11 grams, what's my starting amount? 88 grams. And it tells me my final amount this time, 11 grams. We're looking for total time passed. So I'm going to draw you a picture. Let's say we have 88 grams here. Divide it in half. 44. Each arrow is dividing in half. We just keep dividing in half until we get to our desired amount. 88 to 11. Each arrow is a half-life of 12.3 years. All we have to do is add them up together to get total time passed. So times 3. So that's going to be 36.9 years is the total time passed. Once again, if this is confusing you, just press pause for a second and call me over. All right, I'm on slide 12. I am going to skip that one. That one's just I just don't want to go there. Let's look at the very last slide, slide 13. We're going to do that one next. Let me move my camera. So in slide 13, we have cobalt-60. It says it emits gamma radiation used in treating cancer. How many years does it take for 50 grams to decay to 6.25 grams? 50. 50 grams to 6.25. Now, you might be thinking, something's missing, Miss Miller. You're right. If we go back to slide 8, that's where you will find the half-life of cobalt-60. 5.26 years. I am getting my calculator, I can already tell. Okay, so let's divide. Let's just start the process. This one's just like the last one. What's 50 divided by 2? 25. What's 25 divided by 2? 12 and a half. What's 12 and a half? 6.25. There we are. We have the end mount right there. How many half-lives occurred? 3. So it's going to be 3 times 5.26 years. Calculate this. You might want to calculate this with me. 3 times 5.26 gives me 15.78 years. That's how much time has passed.
The seniors have just been released from the auditorium and should be back in your classroom in the next 4 minutes. Again, the seniors have been released and should be back in your classroom in the next 4 minutes.
All right, so that's the end of the video. What you should now do is go grab Half-Life 1 and start working those problems. See me if you have any questions.